A Southern California woman who broke barriers as the first black homeowner in the Pacific Palisades was one of the many who lost everything in the fire.
And now, with the support of the community around her, she's holding on to hope for a better future. KCAL's Rena Nakano has her story.
She lives in a brand new assisted living facility in Culver City.
The soup is always good.
But 96-year-old Louvenia Jenkins says she feels lost.
Each day I wake up and I think, where am I?
It's because the Palisades fire destroyed her home of almost 60 years, a neighborhood where the postman once told her she's a first.
I said, are there any black people who live in Pacific Palisades? And he said no. He said there are about 6, but they're all passing. They're black, but you don't know they're black.
Jenkins moved from the Midwest to Santa Monica just after World War II. It was all her clever but uneducated single mother Ruby could afford.
My mother was very sure that she wanted to see that I got my education.
This city map from 1939 shows Santa Monica in red, the least desirable residential zone. But after Jenkins got her master's in education, she knew she could move up into the more desirable blue and green zones.
Somehow I knew about the Palisades. I'm not sure why, but I knew that it was a place where I wanted to live.
By the 60s, Jenkins was a well-respected LAUSD administrator, but she admits as a single African-American woman, her house hunting journey in the Palisades wasn't easy.
There was one person who didn't get off the couch when I showed interest in the house.
But she didn't give up. She recruited the help of the Fair Housing Council.
They'd go in advance to see how people felt about selling their homes. A person of my ilk would go behind and make an offer.
Her offer was $45,000, and they accepted. In 1967, Jenkins became one of the first female black homeowners in the Palisades. She and her mother filled their home with art from their international travels.
My dear, I was a collector of all things.
Furniture, valuables, tennis trophies, now gone.
It's lost in a way, but it's not lost.
That's thanks to her longtime caregiver, Josimara Lima, who always took photos of the 96-year-old's home to send to Jenkins' relatives.
I'm coming to pick you up, Grandma Lou.
On the day of the fire, traffic was so backed up, Jenkins told her to stay home. But Lima went to get her anyway. That saved Jenkins' life.
I have a picture of your car.
Oh my goodness.
The two are now printing the photos to decorate her new apartment. And although everything inside her home is now gone, Jenkins tells me there's one thing she hasn't lost.
I'm not defined by what I lost. I'm only defined by what I can rebuild. Hope is always alive. Hope is never dead.
In Culver City, I'm Rena Nakano, KCAL News.
I mean, at 96 years old, we've talked about this with other, older people, just to have to start over at that place and to think of the resiliency and the history of her life. It's just so hard.
There's been so much before her, and she has so much now ahead of her. It's incredible to hear those stories, and there's so many coming out.
We wish her the best.